And it is the hotline on this very fine Wednesday. I'm not alone in the kitchen. The amazing Grace Stevens is going to be joining me this morning. But I want you to join as well. This isn't just about Grace and I cooking and having fun. Kind of. I want to hear from you this morning, so I want to hear all your voice notes. We're talking baking this morning, so if you have any baking questions for myself or for Grace, or any foodie questions, in fact, please send us a voice note. Send that voice note to the number 063-036-9649. Get those voice notes coming through. Where's Grace Stevens? Where's Grace Stevens? She's on her way, But this morning, we tell you what we've got planned on the menu. We are starting off with the most amazing garlic butter, because we're going to be making garlic butter baguette.
Yes, we are.
I love it.
Cheesy,
I love it.
oozy, crispy.
Okay. And I like the fact that we're buying the garlic bread already.
Yes.
I do like that,
yes.
and we're just pumping it ourselves.
Of course.
Because, I mean, it is braai season, so you're going to be seeing this a lot.
Yes.
A lot. But there's things we can do to it to make it extra special.
100%.
And that's you, Grace Stevens.
Yes.
Talk us through this amazing recipe.
Well, I've taken all the important things
Yes.
of a garlic bread, and I've just added some more things that I feel are important. Like, you've got to have some cheese. You've got to have that pull. You know, when you open up your garlic bread and you take a piece, it's got a pull as you go.
It's all about that cheese
It
pull,
is,
actually.
definitely.
I think so. You know, I'm not allowed to have so many like high-calorie things. I'm saving all my calories for braai season.
Okay.
I
Well,
will eat water and salty cracks all week. Come weekend,
100%. I love it.
It's this. Okay, so talk to me. I've got cheese. What cheese am I working with today?
So mozzarella and some cheddar.
Nice.
So choose a nice sharp cheddar because you want some flavor, and your mozzarella is for the pull.
For the stretch.
It's
There we
definitely
go.
for the pull. So give that a grate. I know you can do it.
I can.
Perfect. Show us your skills.
It's in my family, all the men, you'll find out, as soon as a woman takes out a grater, they come running. Because the women do not use a grater in my family. It's the men's job.
You know, it's funny, in my house.
The opposite.
No, it's exactly that.
Is it the same?
I always call my boys.
Yes.
Can grate some cheese, please? We're making
Absolutely.
pizzas or something like that. Yeah, I go. Let's do that. Maybe let's make this a cultural thing.
Official
Boys
rule
and
in
graters.
South Africa, it's a man's job to use the grater. Why are all the females behind the camera nodding like yes? But it's the truth. It's not just chivalrous. I honestly feel like with nails and everything, whatever.
I was going to say the manicure.
Yeah, no,
Let's
protect
keep
the
it.
manicure. Men step in. We do the grating job from now on. Done.
Yes.
Official. Calling Cyril. It's in the bowl. Done.
Love
okay.
it.
So we got the
Perfect.
sharp cheddar for the tang. We're going to go mozzarella for the stretch.
For the stretch, absolutely.
Butter. You're a baker.
Butter.
I've got a question for you about butter.
Yes.
I don't know what the purpose of unsalted butter is. Can we ban it, or is it actually something we do need?
You know what, Clem? I think in South Africa, the difference between unsalted and salted is very minimal.
Okay.
So, I bake with salted butter. That's what I do.
I thought, yeah, because you're a baker, so...
But, you know, as soon as you start using European butters, now that's going to make a difference because you are going to get a lot more salt in a salted butter. But here in South Africa, let's just go for salted.
Koi. Dude, I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's I didn't know that the Europeans have a different ratio of salt.
So French butter, nice, lots of... Oh, don't you just love it when you just bite into like a piece of beautiful salt while you're having a nice French butter?
Oh, I forgot we were on TV. But I know that croissants are made out of butter. This is my thing. Maybe I should ask South Africa. You let me know. I put butter on my croissant. I'm sorry. I know it's made out of butter already, but I do. Do you? You be honest?
Okay,
Is this a safe space?
Yeah,
safe space?
I do.
You do?
I do. But if anybody is going to quote me, I'm going to deny.
I just feel like a little bit of butter with the all butter croissant is just heaven. I know it's
But
naughty,
good
but
butter,
good
I
butter.
mean, I could just eat it like a piece of fudge.
Oh, yes, especially when it's cultured butter. It's like cheese.
Oh, don't get me started on butter because it is my thing.
Okay. The people up in my ear are like, get cooking. Too
Yes.
much talking.
Right, so 5 garlic cloves.
That's
But
fine.
let's be honest, I'm putting in 10, hey?
Hoi, Grace.
Okay, it's garlic bread, so don't be shy.
Yes.
The clue is in the name, so
Absolutely.
definitely that. And I put everything in a food processor. I don't even
100%.
waste time. It must just go in a food processor. Now, I want a little pop of green. In my garlic bread. So parsley goes in. You know, they say if you eat garlic and then you have a little bit of parsley, it helps to get rid of that garlic breath.
Will it get rid of 10 cloves of garlic breath?
You know what? I don't even care.
I mean...
If you don't eat garlic, don't hang out with me.
There we go.
We are going to smell like garlic.
All day.
Yes,
I love it.
100%.
I also do like that you're using curly parsley. I feel like we've been so obsessed with flat leaf parsley for the longest time. But I do find a taste difference in curly parsley. It's a little more subtle in flavor compared to the Italian one.
Most definitely. Let's face it, if you are a culinary snob, your flat leaf is what you're going to go for. But in this, does it really matter? Is anybody going to know?
No.
No.
It's going to taste fantastic.
Yeah, so there is a place in your house for curly parsley. And let's face it, it is easier to grow in your garden. Because
it grows like a weed.
herbs, you shouldn't be buying herbs. Herbs should be going out to your garden and picking some, especially in this economy. Like if you're spending money on things that you could buy, pick for free in your garden, that's the way you should be going. Even on a window box or windowsill or something like that.
I like that. I think in October, we're going to actually do, I've got Tiffany who runs the kitchen. She's listening right now. We're actually going to do a gardening series for Hotline, on how to grow our own herbs. I mean, it's going with the season as well.
Green thumbs, hey?
You got red thumbs?
No,
green.
Green, because
I
I'm,
was like, oh,
I'm a
red
gardener.
thumb?
A green thumb is a person
I
who
know,
knows
I
how
thought you
to...
said, what's a red thumb? I was like, a red thumb? So, no, okay, cool that you got a green thumb. And talking about that, then how easy is it just at home to like grab a little box, put it in the windowsill, and grow some parsley?
It is so easy. And you know what I do? If I order something from, and it comes with a sprig of rosemary or something, you just take that fresh rosemary, cut the end, and pop it in a glass of water. It will grow roots, and you can just pop it in your garden.
Farmer Grace.
Yes. Now, don't get me started. I'm a woman of multi-talent.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to be adding cheese to that butter, stuffing that bread with that amazing filling. But first, we're going to be going to ad break. Do not go anywhere. Come right back to the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting.
Ting, ting, ting.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to the kitchen. Who's going to smell like onions all day? This guy. Welcome back. Grace is still in the kitchen with us. We're going to be making the most delicious focaccia right now, but we want you to get involved when you get those voice notes coming through. That number, very important, is, they scroll here, 063 036 9649. Send us a voice note through. Ask us any question like Joyce has. So let's listen to Joyce's voice note.
Yes.
Good morning, chefs. I've got recipes, probably American, that talk about baking soda. Now, I never know whether it's bicarbonate of soda or whether it is baking powder. Could you help me with this, please? Thank you.
I also like that you would, because I also go, when it comes to baking soda, baking powder, and bicarb.
Yes.
Grace is the person to answer this question. So what is the difference between all three?
The 3 Bs. Well, baking soda and bicarb of soda is the same thing.
Baking soda and bicarb, same thing?
Same thing.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. And then you get baking powder. So bicarb is your OG, okay? But the most important thing with bicarb is that you need an acid to make sure that it activates. So that's why you'll throw in a little bit of vinegar or buttermilk, those kind of things. Or lemon juice or something like that. So we modernized it, and then we've got baking powder, which it's actually got your bicarb, but then it's more often than not got cream of tartar in it, which is an acid. So basically it's all together in one. Yeah.
My mind
Does that answer your question?
That is the best schooling I've ever gotten on the baking powder, baking soda, bicarb story. Joyce, I hope that you got that. That was absolutely amazing. So what I take from that is basically using baking powder is going to give us that result without the acid.
100%, but you must also remember bicarb has a job.
Yes.
Because what it does is it also darkens your bake.
Which is why we sometimes see a recipe says both.
Both. So if it's both, then your bicarb is making it a different color. So chocolate cake, lovely for that. Muffins that you want that nice dark caramelized color, bicarb, definitely. And I think when you're making red velvet cake, it calls for bicarb, and then you worry about that crust that forms on it. Have you ever had that problem with red velvet cake, that most of it ends up being quite dark?
Okay.
So take out your bicarb, use baking powder instead, and you've got red velvet all day.
Professor Stevens in the house all day. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you for that. Okay, now focaccia, we're not using bicarb or we're not using baking soda, we're using yeast.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's our raising agent for this. Those caramelized onions are going to be amazing.
I'm letting them do their things. I've turned the heat down. It's going to keep on going. Salt and pepper in them.
You're going to make a very simple dough. We've got flour, and don't forget the salt. Remember, salt
absolutely.
is absolutely key. And when my recipe says a whole teaspoon, don't freak out.
Okay.
Okay?
Is that usually too much?
No, it's not. And
Okay.
you can, salt is great, but you must remember salt and yeast, not good friends at
Absolutely.
all. Keep them apart.
So what is your technique then where we're going to add do you want to activate the yeast first, separately?
You know what? Some people like to put it straight in the flour, and you can. I kind of like putting it in my water so that I can see that it's activated. You don't want to find out later. So you can pop your yeast in there, and you see if it starts to bubble, then
You're winning.
You're winning. So my salt goes in there, and then I just mix it around.
Okay.
So you almost dilute it in your flour,
Perfect.
and then you're all good.
And simple, we're going with water, yeast, salt, flour. Nothing else.
No, nothing else. That's
Perfect.
fine.
Okay, so that's going to do its thing. Once that starts frothing, we're going to add that to the flour, and then I'll add some salt to it.
And a little bit of olive oil.
And a bit of olive.
I like to.
What's in the vinegar? That's for the onions.
Oh, that's definitely
That's for the
balsamic
onions.
vinegar.
Okay.
That's absolutely. So you see it's frothing like that? Sorted.
Good.
Absolutely fine.
So should we just go in?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. In it goes. So I usually do it in a stand mixer. You do it with a dough hook. Mix it all together. Make sure that it's all nice and combined. And then leave your mixer on for about 8 to 10 minutes.
And the kneading is important.
The kneading is very, very important.
So
Yeah.
quickly, because we're here,
Yeah.
I would never use this salt to
Flaky
season.
salt, no, but this is what we're going to put on top of our focaccia.
Right.
Because you want to bite into your focaccia and then a little salty crunch in that. Oh,
So
I'm
we
loving
use
it.
fine salt when we actually seasoning the
Yes.
flour because we want even distribution.
Absolutely.
So at home, pretend this is fine salt. I'm going to crush it. Okay.
Of course we can.
There we go. And keep on mixing.
Yeah.
And then we often hear people talk about 72-hour fermented, or we talk about a hydration point.
Yes.
What is a hydration point?
So you get to the stage where your ratios are perfect so that you're going to get your yeast to expand and it's going to do its job. You don't want to put too much water in because then you actually just lose the structure.
Okay.
'Cause remember, as soon as you add liquid to your flour, your gluten starts to activate, and that's when it starts getting stretchy. You don't want to overdo that. So, I mean, you can get very fancy about it. You can start talking about temperatures and stuff like that, but we don't have to do that. For this focaccia, you do want it to be a little bit more hydration because you want nice big bubbles in your so the bigger the bubbles, the higher the hydration. If you can marry that
and
together,
that means that there's the strength in the gluten to form that big bubble.
Absolutely. And
like
absolutely. So look how beautifully this has risen. Okay.
amazing.
So you just need to leave it 45 minutes, an hour. You know, the weather is warming up.
Very excited about that.
So I must say my dough is very happy these days. So I'm just knocking it down. And this is just making sure that yeast is evenly distributed in my dough. Look at that. Smell that.
And I feel like smelling it is important because you kind of want to smell that things are alive.
Yeah.
You want to smell that fermented, like
100%.
biscuity, beery kind of scent.
And between you and me, I make my focaccia dough the night before.
Oh, that makes sense.
Leave it in the fridge to prove. The flavor is incredible.
Okay.
Then you just take it out in the morning, leave it for a couple of hours to come to room temperature. Then you pop it into your tray once it's nice and warm. And then you can make your focaccia. And you know what? Then it's not like a whole day process. I always like to make my baking easy for me. And
That sounds amazing, yeah.
It's amazing.
Because I'm thinking about entertaining in summer as we do. If you're making your dough before the time, as your guests start coming in, your focaccia's like almost done in the oven. This smells.
That's so important to me. I always time it so that it's in the oven for the last 5 minutes. Your guests are arriving. They come into this house that smells like someone has worked hard in making them feel comfortable.
Love,
Yeah.
love, love, love. All right, okay, so we're busy doing a little dotting. We're spreading the
So the idea is
dough out
lots
as much
of
as possible.
dimples, hey?
The dimples are important because they give structure and shape. And we get to fill the dimples up with olive oil, garlic, and rosemary.
Absolutely.
And we're doing actually the caramelized onions.
We are going to do caramelized onions, but most important for focaccia is lots of olive oil.
Lots of olive oil.
Olive oil, yeah. So lots of people put not enough olive oil. So make sure that goes all in there. You can even put some underneath your dough because that's what's going to make it crispy.
That crust. So now, if you want to see what Grace's amazing focaccia looks like, stay tuned. We're going to come back and see the amazingness that is happening. But right now, I think we're handing over to, is it Graham? Graham, what do you think about a focaccia?